What's up guys, Woo here, back again with another Division 2 build video. Welcome back. Today's build is my Skilled Combined Arms PvE Explosive build. Now this is a build for any kind of occasion, whether it be Legendary Summit, whether it be farming for control points, whether it be, again, just plain any content within the game other than the raid or PvP. This is a build that can be utilised anywhere. However, what I wanted to do, and what I have done quite a lot recently, is when I matchmake and I check out other people's builds, and especially guys, especially when they're rolling with explosive skills, I like to see what they're rolling with. And on the most part, wholeheartedly, what people will roll with is glass cannon on the chest piece and tech support on the backpack. Why is that? Because you're outputting a lot of damage, a hell of a lot of damage. I mean, you could roll with combined arms to get a bit more damage out of that backpack. However, remember, you are squishy, so glass cannon is sit in cover and then let the skills do the work. Now with me and my playstyle, glass cannon is a no-go because I like to be up close personal. I like to get in enemies' faces. I like to use my skills where I can, where possible. And I'm not the kind of guy to sit back and just kind of watch my teammates do all the hard graft. I don't do that. I like to get up and at them. So I wanted to create a build that was effective and gets my skills back quickly as well. So I tested this in a lot of PvE missions, and it is fun, and also it is rewarding. Now I tested this in several legendary content and legendary summit, and also 2 or 3 legendary missions, and it works a sweet treat. That is Skilled Combined Arms backpack. It works very nicely. Skilled, you've got that chance of getting the skills back quicker and effectively, and of course combined arms will just heighten the amount of damage you can push out. Again, we could use kinetic momentum, we could use glass cannon if you wanted to. There are different options, of course, but skilled guys, I thought, well, I don't want to use hardwired, I don't want to use rigger, I want to use an all, yes guys, an all yellow build and see how effective it can be, and for sure it is. It does an absolutely sweet treat on NPCs. So guys, if you enjoyed this build, enjoy the video, you know what to do. That is a thumbs a doodle, it helps guys, it truly does. Guys, come on, you know this, thumbs doodle. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to drop the woo bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my content. Peeps, you guessed it, let's woo this. Peeps, yes, this is the build. Let's do this. Okay then folks, Demolitionist is your choice of specialization. Now if you're going to roll with an explosive build, you can use Technician, it's okay, it's decent. You could do that if you wanted to. However, I recommend Demolitionist because you get a bit more explosive damage that is baked into the specialization, so I would recommend that. With this guys, again, there are very many different ways how to roll with this. Is this the best explosive boom build in the world? It isn't. I'm not that kind of guy. But it is a very solid build that I do recommend because you have the ability to get your Seeker Mine back very quickly. And that is through the chest piece talent. And we'll go through that as we go through the build. Now with this guys, you could use many different talents with this. But I've decided to go down the route of go for a build that's very easy to farm for, very easy to acquire and assemble, and then you're laughing all the way to the Woo Bank because you're at a good place to do some nice big damage and get your skills back quick. That's huge damage over time. It's nice to have a build like this in your loadout. So I am 0 offensive, I am 0 defensive, and I'm 6 utility stats, 8 yellow attributes, and 4 little blues. Let's go for the build. Guys, the mask. The mask is the Empress International New Face Ventilator mask. Empress International, guys, we know by now this is the best brand set to go for as a free because skill health is okay, fair enough, but skill damage 10%, get it in there, get it on your build. And then not to mention 10% skill efficiency. Break it down, you have all the little minor skills, as in status effects, skill haste, skill damage, skill repair, and all that jazz will be added on. Again, those minor percentages make the huge difference in damage output. So it's nice to have the 3-piece Empress on your build. You can see with this, guys, I've gone for skill damage, which is key, guys, is absolutely key. Armor regen, which is maxed, and skill haste, which is 12%. God sausage roll utility mod. Now you could, guys, you could go for skill haste as another attribute to replace armor regen, My question is why? Why, when you have armor regen, which keeps you alive in the most difficult of content, and skill haste is good. Don't get me wrong, guys. It is good, and it's nice to have some on the build, but still, guys, you have skilled on your chest piece, which will help you get your skills back a little bit quicker. So the priority for me is survivability. Armor regen goes down a long way. Guys, the holster, you could use the waveform holster. You could use this. You could if you wanted to. It is a fantastic piece in your armory. But again, this is a new and returning player build. So I would go for, again, one piece China Light Industries. And with this, guys, you can see skill damage and armor regen as max, which is beautiful. Again, you could use waveform holster, but if you're new to the game or you're looking to farm for an explosive build and you don't have all these cool shiny exotics, then go for this. This will reap the rewards. China Light Industries, it is integral. You have one piece attached, integral, because you need 15% explosive damage, and pair that with the 10% from Demolitionist, 25% overall, which is beautiful. Again, you could have two-piece Grupo Sombra SA, which is another 15%, but trying to farm for that is very, very difficult. So that's something I would not even consider just yet if you're a new or returning player. Once you get those pieces, then yes, you could shoehorn those into the build to even have more explosive damage. Knee pads is Wyvernware. That one piece of Wyvernware is key because of 10% skill damage. Awesome. Armor regen, again, guys, the song remains the same. You could go skill haste to get them skills down a little bit quicker, and you could change a few of the talents around. That is entirely up to you. Not that kind of build. But armor regen, you know, in the most difficult of content, guys, legendary missions especially, you have to have some kind of survivability. I'm not a big fan of glass cannon. Glass cannon with my playstyle is just suicidal. It is. It does not work for me. Not saying it doesn't work for you, but for me, it doesn't suit me. That's why you will see very few builds of glass cannon. They don't fit how I play. So I go for other talents that I feel that would benefit my style of play and have some absolutely awesome rewards for my build and my team. So that's what I tend to look at. So before you say glass cannon, that's why I don't include glass cannon, because it is such, again, a very temperamental chess piece talent. Mastered glass cannon, you are rocking and rolling, trust me, but I like my survivability, guys. I really do. The gloves, guys, again, Empress International, and it is, you can see, guys, you can see the song remains the same on most of these pieces. That is skill damage and armor regen. I want to keep alive as long as possible, and all that nice sexy whack of armor regen is beautiful. It really is. It's that good. Then we'll go to the backpack. The backpack is my god sausage roll Hanyu Force Multiplier Mouthful Backpack. Now this is Hanyu brand set. Now if you can get the two-piece, great, but it is not essential because you have Wyvernware, you have your explosive damage, and your three-piece Empress International. So you'd have to change Wyvernware to a second piece of Hanyu. It doesn't really work. It doesn't, guys. So I've got the one-piece Hanyu. That's 10% skill haste. With this, it's skill haste, skill damage, and a 12% god sausage roll skill haste mod. But I want it because I want perfect combined arms. Now with that will give me this. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 30% for 3 seconds. This is the most hard-hitting backpack talent. It's that good. However, it marries really well with my style because I like to shoot a lot. I like to build up the stacks on the capacitor, and in doing so, that gets me more damage. Beautiful, and that's why I pair it with this, is to consistently pop those NPCs, pop the bad guys, and then it'll give you an extra 30% skill damage for 3 seconds. Now you could use, guys, tech support, which is, again, it's a lot less, well, it's very conservative, because all you need to do is get a kill. Tech support's proc, you know, you don't have to risk it for the biscuit. You can sit back and just let your skills do the work. However, I'm a bit more kamikaze, so what I like to do is use combined arms, which gather me an extra bit of damage. That's how I see it. Is entirely to how you roll, but for me, this is a sweet treat. And given the chess piece talent, it's nice to have a bit more damage. And that is this piece. And this is the last piece of Empress International, and it's skill damage, skill haste, and another 12% God Sausage Roll skill haste mod. Perfectly skilled.
Backup request.
Skill kills have a 30% chance to reset skill cooldowns. This could pop consistently. Now, I've had this pop after a kill 4 or 5 times, and it's been really, really awesome. And it's like, yeah, I'm rolling with a really awesome build now, because, you know, you can get these back so quickly, which means more damage. Of course it does. Now, that's one way to look at things. The next thing is sometimes this doesn't proc for 4 or 5 kills. It does happen. It is known to happen. But a 30% chance is a very, very good place to be in. And I like this. Perfectly Skilled is a fantastic chess piece talent. When you look at all the talents overall in terms of damage, dealing, skill, build, talents, talk about Glass Cannon, talk about Kinetic Momentum, talk about Overwatch, so on, so on. They all do a really good job in dealing damage, and that's what you want. But also, it's nice to have a little bit of a mix-up sometimes, and this, again, has the chance to get my skills back much quicker, and I can pop that speaker. Speaker? I don't want to pop speakers. I want to pop seekers. Seeker mines. With that being said, so how I work with this is have one skill, i.e. being the artillery turret, and that's dealing the damage, that's dealing the boom. And then you have another skill, like your seeker mines, not speaker mines, seeker mines, and they can do the damage. Now, for me, that is a really good way to roll. What I wouldn't roll with is the artillery turret and the hive stinger, because one skill procs, what that means is you get one charge back. You don't get the full 18, you get one charge. So for me, that's a bit disappointing. You could roll with the hive stinger and seeker mines. That's an option. But for me, this is the way I've opted to roll because it works better for me on the build. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. So that's the gear. Let's take a look at the weapons. Weapon, capacitor, no questions asked really. This is what you need to roll with. If you're saying, well, I don't have the capacitor, I don't have it, what can I do? And again, first thought is get into Summit, get your ass farming, because you will get the capacitor very quickly. Within an hour, you'll have that weapon. Trust me, it's quite easy. That's why I'm including this on the build. Now, if you don't, guys, there are alternatives. And the first alternative is the secondary weapon. But firstly, let's just go through the stats on this and the capacitor or the capacitance talent. Shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage, which is 60%, doing the math. And after 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second. For each skill tier, gain 7.5% weapon damage. And overall, guys, that is 45% weapon damage. Couple that with the 60% skill damage, you're rocking and rolling. So talents, you've seen that. Let's look at the mods. Crit chance rounds, crit damage, and weapon handling. Now, as a secondary, this is kind of what you want and what you need. And that is the harmony or the test subject. So one or the other would be perfect on this. I've opted for the harmony because, again, of the extra bullets. If you go for 2 ARs, using, again, your primary weapon as the capacitor, once your ammo is gone, switch to your secondary, and it's a test subject, you've got no ammo because it just takes your AR ammo. So that's why I go for a rifle and, of course, an AR. So the harmony is all about this, perfectly in sync. Hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. Mods, guys, crit chance rounds, crit chance, crit hit damage. This is a great alternative. Again, you can switch this with the capacitor, build up some nice damage, and again, if you run out of ammo, it's a great secondary weapon. And my sidearm, don't use it, guys, it's there for show, and that is the TDI card custom within Syncon. Again, don't use this, it is there for show, so don't worry about it. Skills, guys, we'll look at my secondary first, and that is the Explosive Seeker. 18.5 second cooldown. We have 4.5 million damage. This could be a smidgen higher, but it isn't. That's a good place to be in. I like this. I do. I like the Explosive Seeker. It is my favourite Seeker mine out of the 4 available. I think this is great. Explosive Seeker mines does some crazy damage. That bleed damage over time is nice. The duration on the bleed is 7.7 seconds. 65.5k damage per tick. Again, nice to have. With this, guys, damage, health, and more damage. That's what you want on your Explosive Speaker mine. Yes, speaker. No, Seeker. You misheard. Here we go, guys. The primary one is the artillery turret, or the mortar turret as people like to call it. 9.8 second cooldown. We have a 10 ammo, 3 million plus damage. That's 3649922 damage. Again, could be a smidgen higher, of course, but it is what it is. It's a good place to be. Again, if you want to use glass cannon, you get a bit more damage out of it, but this rocks and rolls at some really nice high million damage numbers. It's beautiful. It truly is. Again, the bleed damage is the same as the Seeker Mine, 65.5. Bleed duration is the same. Again, these are beautiful. These are really, really good. And in terms of your mods, you want your 10% damage, which is only transferable on your Demolitionist spec. You can't use that on anything else. You've got to have the extra mortar ammo. You just need that. And of course, 7.5% God Sausage Roll Skill Haste mod. Let's take a look at the Statuettes. Again, don't worry about the crit chance, crit damage, armor. Don't worry about it. It doesn't mean diddly squat, guys. What it is, your capacitor is there to buff your skills. That's it. So just pop in the NPCs, pop in the bad guys. Just means you're elevating or heightening your damage for your 2 skill variants. So don't worry too much about it. If it's got crit or no crit, it's irrelevant. So just focus on, again, using it as, again, a tool to give you more damage. Let's take a look at this. Explosive damage, you can see that's 25%. It could be 40% if we had 2-piece Grupo Sombra, but again, this is a new and returning player build. So, let's have a look. Armor regen, and that's also beautiful on this build, and I'll demonstrate that very shortly. 19,700, which is great. I like that on the build. It's great. And then your skill haste is 99.4%, which is awesome. Again, you could take some of that away, but it is in a good place as is. Now, firstly, let's damage self, and let's just show how decent this is. Let's just kill myself. There you go. Right, here we go. Now you can see the armor kick back in. And let's just do that. Let's do that. Nice. You see this explosive seeker is beautiful. And you can see just the armor nicely coming back in, and that's what you want. And again, you could have the same problem with this. Oh, there you go. Third time of asking. Wait for that tick to go. And skilled has procced the third time. And it procced again. There you go. So you can get it back straight away. That's awesome. And look, 19 seconds again. Ace. And this is how effective this build can be. And there you go. There's me Speaker Mine. Speaker Mine. Back again. And again, one more. Sorry, just do one more. There you go, and the Seeker Mine back again. So this is why this build's effective. Because you can consistently spam those skills. And again, have a 30% chance to get your Seeker Mine back quickly. And that's what I like about this particular setup. It's nice. It's good for new players, returning players, because you're doing a lot of damage over time still, because Seeker Mines are great. And this is a really good fun way to roll in the current update. But yeah, this is how we're looking, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, as always, thumbs doodle. And don't forget to subscribe. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.